I'm Brazilian analyst and I have been working in the financial market for over 15 years, specializing in Brazilian and US equities, macro analysis, and strategic portfolio positioning. Yeah, so if you're interested in clear, data-driven insights about Brazil, global markets, and investment opportunities, you're in the right place. And let's get started. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the Brazilian financial market, one of the largest emerging markets in the world, and why that's the strong opportunities international investors should approach with caution in the current environment. Brazil has recently experienced a significant rally in equities, and especially between October and February driven by expectations of monetary easing, commodity strength, and improving macro data. And however, several macroeconomic, political, and structural risks are now emerging. In this video, we analyze the outlook for Brazilian interest rates and the Selic rate, the impact of oil prices and inflation, and political risk and corruption scandals. This is really important. And finally, what foreign investors should consider when allocating capital to Brazil. And let's start with monetary policy. And this is our topic is for today. And Brazil currency operates with one of the highest real interest rates in the world. The benchmark rate, the Selic, is now at 14.75% after the latest decision by the Central Bank of Brazil, which delivered at 25 basic point cut. Even after this move, monetary policies remain highly restrictive, with the inflation around 3.8% and the target at 3%. Markets now expected a gradual easing cycle with roughly 1 percentage point of additional cuts by the end of the year. However, the key question is not just how much rates will fall, but why. In Brazil approaching at presidential election cycle, there is growing risk of political pressure on the central bank to accelerate rates cuts. Lower rates can stimulate the economy in the short term, but they may also reduce the perception of central bank independence. And for investors, that uncertainty adds risk to Brazilian assets. All right. And next topic, oil prices of inflation risk and the war of Iran, the pressure uh, all the countries of the world, and that's the being an oil exporter. Brazilians' domestic economic is highly sensitive to fuel prices. This happened because Brazil logistics systems relies heavily on road transportation. More than 60% of freight in the country is transported by trucks. Meaningful price increase quickly translates into higher inflation across the economy. If oil prices rise above 100 per barrel, inflation pressures could intensify significantly. And recent geopolitical tensions is involving Iran have already raised concerns about the global energy prices. And even moderate oil shocks could push Brazil inflation prospectively higher. Higher fuel costs affect transportation, food distribution, industrial production, customer prices. This creates a difficult situation and for monetary policy too. The central bank may want to cut rates, but inflationary shocks could delay or limit these cycles, right? And scandal, corruption scandal, it's a really difficult theme. But come on, another factor international investors must consider is political risk and corruption scandal. Brazil has a long history of corruption investigations affecting markets. The most famous case was the Operation Car Wash investigation, which exposed massive corruption networks involving politicians and major corporations. When the scandal intensified in 2017, Brazilian markets really violently. At one point, the stock market triggered a circuit breaker after falling more than 10% in a single day. Political instability can have immediate and dramatic effects on asset prices. Current Brazil is facing new political controversies. Two cases have been drawing attention. Allegations of irregularities involving Brazilian social security system INSS with accusation linked to political allies. A major financial controversy involving the liquidation of Banco Master, where allegedly fraudulent securities could reach 550 of billion of reais. The main point is this top officials, including Supreme Court judges, senators, and lawmakers, are among the biggest beneficiaries of the legal scheme. The situation is still um, involving, but the key point for investors is that political scandals in Brazil often escalates quickly and can trigger sharp market volatility. Institutional uncertainty is one of the main reasons Brazil trades with higher risk premiums compared to developed makers. For the conclusion, it's important, given the current scenario, many professionals investors are adopting more caution positioning. After the recent market rally, partial profit taking and portfolio rebalancing may be reasonable strategies. This does not mean abandoning Brazilian exposure, but this need a position decrease. Brazil still offers strong commodity sectors, attractive dividend yields, and globally competitive companies, but risk management becomes essential. Investors should carefully monitor and fiscal policy, inflation expectations, oil prices. This is really important for the world, and political developments and the central bank's independence. It's the for the this year in the election. Uh, I think this can pressure the central bank of the country, right? And the key takeaway here is the caution, 100%. Brazilian markets have rallied significantly over the past 15 months, and this may be a good moment to lock in profits, rotate into safer assets, and potentially reduce exposure to the Brazilian real. With a presidential election approaching, fiscal spending and 400 billion of dollars and the fiscal spending, political noise, and the risk of new scandals are likely to increase really strong. And the same time, the global environment is not particularly supportive, which adds another layer of uncertainty in the context. Protecting capital may be more important than chasing additional returns. Taking profits now could be the most procedural decision. If you found the analysis helpful, make sure to subscribe, right? And to subscribe to the channel. for more insights of Brazil and global markets. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.